if you are wanting to be healthy this year, see all this going on, then this will interest you. So, how to stop making excuses. And the cost of being comfortable. That's that one there, being comfortable. So, hello, Will Perry. Welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive. I hope you are well today. So, uncomfortable is good. Uncomfortable is good because when we're comfortable, when we get too comfortable, that's meant to be kind of sitting in a comfy chair. Then we get lazy, we get complacent, we find things a bit more difficult to push us out of our comfort zone, which is perfectly natural and understanding. I completely get it. I've been there for most of my life, and I continue to be in comfort places sometimes. But I push myself and challenge myself, and I have over the years, more recently over the last couple of years. And I'm not suggesting it's easy. That's why I wanted to share this stuff, because it is really difficult because of how our brains work and what happens. So I resisted. I just wanted to share with you that I resisted this top bit. I resisted alcohol. That was a big one for me. Alcohol. For many years, I'd do exercise but drink. So I'd do exercise and wonder why, that last little bit around my belly, why it was difficult to get rid of. But it was like, I'm not going to give up the drink. I stopped drinking alcohol, eating meat. So I went. That was in support of my wife at the time, who was just getting pregnant. So, gosh, what was that? The baby's 3 now, so over 3 years ago. Alcohol's a little bit before then, so coming up to 4 years. So that's a decision I made. And once you look into these things, all the impurities, the antibiotics they put into meat that you're consuming, all this stuff, the impurities that you're consuming, and of course for the whole meat, there's the cruelty issue. Then there's also the sustainability issue, which is a huge issue, global warming. That directly links to what we choose to eat. So we have direct control over this stuff, which is awesome to a small degree. That's not going to solve all the world's problems, but it's going to have an impact, So whether you choose that and believe that or not. And the whole thing's about health and the pandemic, we're all used to wearing these masks. So that's representing health, okay? So your health should be important to you. My health is important to me, especially because I've got little ones. My littlest one there, I'm putting her in a skirt. She's 3. That's Dolly. Lulu is 6. It's not that I can't remember. It's just that I can't do 2 things at once. And Freddie's 17 and Jake's 21. I kind of had a decision when I was early on, and I've said that recently actually, where I ran and everything, and got fitter from where I was, and I could keep up with them. That's a lovely thing. But now I've got this, these little girls. I want to be around for a lot longer. However, I can't control this. None of this is in our control. There's no guarantees with this stuff, but of course what we can do is take the action to do what we need to do to be fit and well and healthy, but too many of us get comfortable, and that counteracts that. It's like can I really? It gets difficult. But what's really holding that stuff back, and I banged on about it for a while because I could see it once I started doing this stuff and connecting with, my development understanding, or how my understanding developed about emotional abuse and how we attract this stuff. And actually, it's around what we're thinking in here, and that leads to the shadow side, the dark side, the self-esteem, the negative thoughts, and all that stuff is in our heads. That's in our heads, or the shadow side. Negative thoughts. It's all the same stuff, and that's the stuff that really impacts the decisions, or whether we're comfortable or not, or what. Everything starts with that number one thought. Is it a positive thought that we can take action on, or is it a negative thought that we resist action on? Because, and it's not quite so simple as that, but it's these deep, dark beliefs that are inside us that inhibit us being able to take action. So we say, I'd love to, but I wish I could, but I take cold shower every day. a 2-minute cold shower every day. There's lots of research on that, scientific proof, and everything about that helping your immunity system, which might be a good thing if you're, if you're, if we're in this time of the pandemics, you want to improve your natural immune system. And I do that with cold showers and following the Wim Hof breathing method. Most people would get too comfortable and go, whoo, cold shower, I can't do that. Well, it's not for me. I'd love to, but it sounds really good. But so what do? We take the easy option of the injections, rely on injections instead, and instead of our immunity system. So is that the answer to long term? Because this pandemic, it's not, what's the next one going to be? The next one, and that's predicted. So making these decisions might sound like it's just a decision. One using, I guess, Emma's, I've talked about that before. When Emma came to me, she was a client, came to me because of anxiety. And then once she managed to get control of her anxiety, then she looked at her weight issues. And she was going with... is it Slimming World? But others do exist, and they were saying, "Oh, it's willpower. You just need willpower." And it's like, no, it's not willpower. And she got that because she'd failed 3 times, got heavier each time, and she sees that pattern again and 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 again. People going to these classes, and other ones do exist. These groups and weighing themselves, humiliating themselves, and guess what that does? This is getting a bit messy now, but I'll go in a different colour. This accentuates the negative belief, the negative, the shadow, the darkness in your brain. It emphasizes that, and it has a really negative impact. And guess what? The shadow grows. And unless you directly work with the shadow, the negative thoughts, it's just going to continue. So it's actually not the willpower that does it. If you have healthy self-esteem, if you don't have this darkness in your brain, then you making a decision and taking action on it isn't a problem. And it's like, yeah, just do it. Just made that decision. I just made that decision, but I resisted it for so long because of my self-esteem. I made that decision. It was easy, but I resisted it for so long. I couldn't have done it. I've looked into the sustainability issues and taken action on it. I couldn't have done that. I do the cold shower with Wim Hof. I couldn't have done that before because I resisted it with my negative beliefs, my negative thoughts, the ones that are predominant in here. So what we have is willpower. Will that work on its own? No. If you have this propensity for negative thoughts and that inhibit your actions. So willpower won't do it. And that's what Emma experienced, that 3 times she'd failed. But then in the same system, the 4th time it worked, and she lost 5 stone and has kept it off for over 2 years now. Because it isn't about willpower, it's about this kind of darkness, this self-esteem, whatever you want to call it. It's the negative thoughts that inhibit your positive actions. And it sounds really simple put like that, does it not? But it's a really difficult, really difficult thing to take action on, to address the darkness. And all this stuff comes, it looks quite messy, comes from prioritizing. And for me, it was like these little girls down here, prioritizing my health, my well-being, to be around for them and to implant in them positive self-esteem, so that they don't have this big dark shadow that they need to deal with later on in life, like I have. And we're all going to have to deal with something, and parents aren't perfect, but it's so important. I did a video of Gary Vee the other day. I recorded it. I'll share it in another one. About why he was saying, the most important thing that parents can do is work on this self-esteem. And it's so important. It's so significant. I can't underestimate that for you. I can't overestimate that for you. I can't say it enough. It's so important, if you have kids, to work on your healthy self-esteem, because telling them isn't good enough. You need to show them and demonstrate this stuff. Willpower alone will not do it. You need to work on your self-esteem. So my invitation to you is to get real with what you want to change and why it's important. And then what's stopping you? It's quite simple. What's stopping you? Oh, I could never do that because what? What's that thought? What's that reason, that excuse? And I don't say that lightly, because it is a real reason, because the darkness is real, So what's getting in the way? What's stopping you? I couldn't do it because, all right? And then continue. But be bold enough to take that journey, to take action on that. by all means, give me a call and start the conversation with me about it. All right, I hope that's interesting. Best year for you. Wishes. Goodbye.